Almost.
The next question comes to us from Chef Mickey. Have you ever gone a day without wearing underpants?
Yes.
Every day.
I'm doing that right now.
Yeah, Commando.
Absolutely.
I do the show Commando. I have to.
Yeah.
You guys are all commando?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
not
right now.
Not me.
Absolutely.
I never go commando.
Oh, absolutely.
Unless I got like sweats on at the house.
So that's a never, now,
Restaurant
always,
business,
sometimes,
always.
I have, yeah.
Never.
Really?
It's too sticky, and
used to
there's a
work-
lot of like monkey butt going on.
It's terrible when your balls stick to your leg.
Yeah, you just gotta
No,
like
no.
let it
So
flow.
I used to work with the scrub tech that was always commando.
Yeah.
And he would literally do that.
Yeah.
You talking about David?
No.
He's trying to get his ding off.
No,
his
he'd
stuff.
slap his nuts and you could hear
Oh,
him.
nice. Hell yeah.
Up
It's
against
the
the leg.
grossest thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's like one of those click-clack balls, you know?
This is why you stick around, audience. Thanks, Mary.
Wear
Tell everybody else.
Underwear.
click balls.
Funny shit. All right, the
Click
next
balls.
question.
Like
They,
the
from-
thing
they
in
don't
the-
sell those those fucking
Or like
things
the
anymore.
thing
You
where
know
you,
what I'm talking
or the
No,
thing
those
where you
explode
lift
it
one
into
side and it
people's
hits it and it goes
eyes.
ding,
Yeah.
ding, dong.
You gotta be in touch with
And
nature.
speaking of not healthy, welcome to
right.
I'll Ask the Question.
I wanted to continue
We're
that
podcasting. We'll get into it, RMFJ.
All right.
We can
Make
talk
a little
about it.
side note.
I just wanted to
I'm
continue
Bryce
that
Brizzle
conversation.
McKnight trying to start our
Sounds like a
useless
story.
show that nobody watches. Anyways,
Mary watches.
Mary, sorry, Mary. Thanks for watching.
This is
watch,
accurate.
subscribing. So welcome to my midlife crisis, everybody. Let's meet this week's panel of experts.
Is that why we're doing this?
Maybe, Roger.
All right.
Are we helping your PTSD?
A little
or-
bit.
Or my
gotten away.
midlife crisis.
I've gotten away from the EMS stories, but I may have one today, fellas.
Right on.
If you want one, I'll come up with one.
Well, you're on the Who question this week, isn't that right?
Yeah,
Roger?
yeah, and it was a great question.
Thank you, Roger. Welcome back.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
I could have done a book. I mean, this was a in
Deep
depth.
dive, huh?
Yeah, I could have gone a long
I'm
way.
really looking forward to
Yeah.
your answer.
That's what she said.
Want to
Yeah.
hear that?
Thanks, Scott.
But
Want to
I
hear that
didn't.
answer?
I got lazy. I was like, nah, I'm just going to say this.
From the 18 inches.
On the what question, we have Scott Lee, MD. Michaels has returned once again. Thank you, Scott, for coming back
Meow.
and being an expert. Meow. Welcome. And again, another dead ghost remnant is next to Red Dog McKnight. Free hand jobs for the ghosts on this show. That's the criteria. Until we meet an alien, then you gotta beat off ET. All right. Red Dog McKnight, which question did I give you?
When?
Thank you. Next to Red Dog, we have Kevin Sea Dog Wilcox on the how question, who's knocked it out of the park, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Welcome
Gonna have
back,
a good
Kev.
one. Thanks. Glad to be back.
Good to see everybody. How you guys feeling?
I love it.
It's been a long time.
I
since
feel
last-
good.
It's been a week.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Feels like I was just here.
I know, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Just moved down a chair or something.
Yeah.
Strange. All right. Go. Yeah, Roger, what do you want to say? You wanted to add on to something? Some
Well, no, prior to
show
the,
chatter?
Yeah, prior to the show starting, we were talking about the 3D goggles or
Oh,
the
yeah.
Yeah,
virtual
the virtual
goggles. I've
world.
never done it.
Yeah.
And I'm in. I want to try it.
All right.
I
Well,
wish you
maybe
bring it up
after
there.
the show, come over.
Yeah.
We'll,
I
You
can't
can
remember what we were talking
play a
about
round of
before the
golf.
show started.
Well,
but I was
BJs, you can literally get a BJ on this thing, dude. Like, you look down and you're like, whoa, there's my big dick.
Really?
Yeah. And then the girl, like, comes up and she's like, she'll, like, rub your... I haven't tried it.
You'll
but
have
she'll,
to
like-
watch a Ron Jeremy episode.
She'll
you
rub
can
your
match
back
your
and-
giant dick to his.
So,
She'll come up, she'll start rubbing on your chest and then grab a hold and blah.
so do you just... are
What's
these-
that, producer Fernando?
But Justin hasn't tried it.
No, no. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Excellent
So
observation.
are these things
seems a
free
little-
or do you have to download? I don't
No.
know. I
Okay,
mean,
so when I bought it, I bought it
Nothing's
for
free.
his daughter, my niece, and I tried it because you had
Right,
to
right.
see what it was like, and I burned out the battery. Went to the store, bought the.
Oh, that's
other-
what we were talking
yeah,
about, the
I remember.
battery packs.
And did we mention it on the show? If we did, I'll put a link hopefully.
somewhere.
But yeah, so it's really good. It's so much fun.
It's great.
And I got one for myself, and now I play
Yeah.
it quite a
And
bit.
it's all downloadable
And
stuff.
the
You got
first,
Population 1 is a free game.
free game comes with the
Okay.
Population One.
You can go
Asgar's
slit-
Wrath is
slit
another free
people's
one.
Throats. Like, I'll go in the
with a
game and
hunting
I'll go
knife.
up behind someone and I'll be, or like, in the beginning, there's like a little warm-up stage.
Well, I want to
practice
test this
round.
thing out. You guys bring them up here.
There's a practice
You'll-
round.
you'll play it.
And we'll go up to like people in the practice
Okay,
round
sorry.
and we'll look up and we'll look at them and we'll
All
point
right.
at them and go, we're going to slit your throat in the game.
Moving on to beefs.
It's fun.
So that's what we do for fun. Yeah. Beef round.
Beef round.
What's my beef this weekend?
beef?
I don't like television reporters. Like on major channels. I don't
Yeah.
care if it's Fox or CBS or CNN. I think we've reached a point now where they're pretty much obsolete.
They're more about themselves.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
I think like back in the day, they really gave a shit about wanting to know what was going on and telling you what was going on. So they did their best to be as objective as possible. Now it's like you say, they're looking for fucking, their Twitter feed,
Sensationalism.
what they look like.
Yeah.
They spend half the time announcing themselves.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck you, dick. We don't need you.
We know who you are.
Everybody in the world now with a cell phone
It
is
pops
a
up on
fucking
the bottom
reporter.
who the fuck you are.
And you can see things in real time and determine it yourself from many different angles quite often.
Yeah.
So I'm done with these assholes. Fuck you. We don't need you.
Yeah.
Game over. Roger, what's your beef?
Touche. The recent Florida weather, I'm tired of this shit. Where's my sunshine?
Yeah.
I mean, for the last 2 weeks, it's
Sunshine
been
State.
like, I've had to wear a jacket.
Yeah, and
What
then
the hell's
but
that?
then
And
it
it's
gets like
raining and cloudy.
but then it's like a little warm and you're like, okay,
Yeah,
we
you
get
get a-
warm
you
again.
get a little taste
but
of it.
then it's cold
Yeah.
immediately.
It
Cold
was hot
rain.
last night. It was
Yeah.
hot
Yeah.
last night.
Had
Now
the
it's
AC
like
on
what
last
I'm
night.
saying.
Yeah.
I've had to go from air conditioner to heater to air
Yeah.
conditioner in the same 24 hours.
Good beef.
That's crazy.
beef.
Tired
Make
of
up your
it.
mind, Florida. You want to be hot?
Come
you want
on.
to be cold?
I mean, how come it can't be -2 here?
Right?
Just kidding. Just
Be
teasing.
careful
That's
what
why
you wish for.
that's why
there.
everybody lives here now.
Could you
'cause
handle that?
They missed -2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in Oklahoma this week, it was like -5 with 20-mile-an-hour
The
winds.
Kansas
And
City
windy.
game.
God,
for
I
the
can't believe I used to
Dolphins
tolerate
supposed
that
be
shit.
like
I used to
-2.
work out in that shit.
Yeah.
In the wind.
Oh, ambulance guy, you got
Yeah.
to,
Hell, you used to walk to school in that.
And you said it's always windy
Uphill
there.
both ways in the snow.
Yeah, it's always windy.
I'm not a fan of the wind.
Kansas City.
No, but it's
is
wind
supposed to be
like
-2.
25 to 35. Like during April, it's just brutal.
All right. Scott, what's your beef?
I've done the research. People that say this have never done any research. They've
Okay.
done a Google search. They haven't done a Medline search. They haven't looked at any articles. They haven't read any bibliography. They haven't divided their course of academic inquiry into cohort studies or graded any of the research.
my head hurts.
They've done nothing. Stop saying you've done the research. You haven't done the research. You haven't looked at a meta-analysis. You've done zero.
You spent about 20
did
minutes with a few keywords.
Google freaking search. That's not research. Research is an in-depth process, folks. Stop saying it. Stop saying you're doing it. You are not doing it. Okay,
So why do they
that's my
call it
beef.
research?
Wait, I did
I'll ask the questions.
I did research on my question for this
Research.
episode. I think
You didn't do research. You did an inquiry. You did a Google search.
Or a search.
He is
Or
insulted
search.
Just a
every
search in
expert
general.
in the history
inquired.
of this show.
But
Just a
you
search.
could call it whatever the hell you want. I don't care. But
But you
it's
have a beef about it.
It's like refried beans.
No
Why are
beef.
they refried? They're just fried once and then mashed up.
Right? Did they search it the first time and be like, I was wrong. I need to do that again.
We gotta
Let's
refry it.
research.
Yeah, we got
What I
to
did.
research what I did.
It's a
And how come
academic
refried
process.
beans aren't known as burnt?
It's a really good
Like
question.
if you fried them right the first time, shouldn't they be fried beans?
Yeah.
Don't they
Are
fry
they
What do you
really
fry
fried?
them? What do you fry
They're-
them again
they-
for?
Don't they
Did-
fry them twice?
They're not
No.
fried.
No.
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 Just
mashed.
mushed up
Yeah.
boiled beans.
We'll get to the bottom of the refried bean thing. But moving on.
right.
Justin, what's the ghost's beef?
Okay, moving on.
Being dead?
Yeah.
Justin, what's your beef? Being
Fly-
alive.
savings flyers that come in the mail that everybody gets. We
Saving
all get them.
flyers.
We all get these savings flyers, and guess what? They have no discounts or savings in them. They're all the same prices as the shit they already have.
They're just letting you know about it?
Yeah,
And
they're
you're
like,
I'm
oh.
getting a deal.
Oh, $5.99 for a Whopper Junior meal. Da da da. It's always $5.99.
That's true.
Okay, good
You're
point.
just showing me. Oh,
That's true.
I got to cut it out and take it up there to show them
All right.
that it's this. But then they're like, well,
It's always like that. You don't need that, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, but that is the price of your burger.
They're just mailing
You're-
excess trash to
You're
your
wasting paper and trees.
So junk
house so you
mail
can
is
go
your-
buy their trash.
Junk mail. It's
Junk
not
mail.
even junk mail. They're
Yeah.
just the savings flyers. Just so stupid. They're like, it's got like
Yeah.
health insurance
Yeah.
or life
Saving
insurance.
flyers that don't save anything.
Yeah, they got life
called
insurance in them.
They got to be printed on
Advertisement.
something.
Yeah.
We're gonna start making flyers for the show and doing the same thing. By the
Yeah.
way.
Just,
Yeah.
just to piss you off.
Those are
Beef.
important flyers.
All right, good beef. Thank you, Kevin. Beef.
Mine's a little bit cliche, but politeness.
You don't like people being
Excuse me,
polite?
sir.
Or-
I'm so sorry.
Pardon me, Kevin.
Why are we? How did we miss out on politeness the other day? And Ricky,
The lack of politeness.
right?
in
The
today's
lack of
day and
it.
age?
Ricky had touched on this when he talked about the grocery store where he was trying to get around somebody,
Little
and
Miss
they
Betty Cunt.
they had they're looking at the every
LBC.
ingredient on everything. Well, I was the same thing. I walked into a grocery store, couldn't get down a lane because somebody just wanted to stand there and look and see if this was the
Should I
right
pay
lane. And I'm like,
$2.99
I
or
just need to get around you. And
$2.78?
she's like, I'll move in a minute. And I was like, all right, fuck you.
I'm
and
running
I just,
you
Go
over.
back
I mean,
around,
pretty
go
much.
out
But
the
yeah, just
aisle and back into
And I'm
his
going to
car.
shank you in your
Just-
kidneys on
you
the
can
way by.
Move over to the side a little bit or
I think
something.
that follows a little bit of my beef with the people taking up the whole
Yeah,
aisle with their
aisle
cars.
cloggers.
Just
Nobody
aisle
likes an aisle
cloggers,
clogger.
man.
I don't.
That's a good way to say it.
And then they
Yeah.
just
So
sit
they are,
there, like
but-
you said, and they're looking at the same thing that they know. Like they know what the fuck it is. They know it's olives.
And
They
then,
know
you know,
it's got-
and that goes for anything else. Like when you're sitting in the car dealership waiting to get your car worked on,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody's like, you know, look, I just need an oil change. I don't know why I'm waiting so long. Why are you guys taking so long? It's like, well,
Right.
you just got here.
Or the person's explaining to you, look, we changed your air filter and we did this, and somebody comes out of nowhere, hey, did you,
Yeah.
where's my
Yeah.
car key? Did
Right.
you, and
Right.
you're like,
Just-
I'm doing something first?
yeah, breaking into somebody
Step
else's
aside, sir.
conversation. Just basic politeness. Where
Yeah.
did it go?
We work with an anesthetist who we could be having a conversation, and he'll come in 2/3 of the way along in the conversation and have something to say, interrupting the conversation.
That's completely different.
I think we all know who that is. We'll leave him nameless.
You just need to be rude to them.
I'm a
who
chef.
that
Is
is.
that an anesthetist? Is that the person that puts people out?
Anesthesiologist
Okay.
puts people to sleep
That's
for a living,
anesthetist?
for surgery.
Okay.
Yes.
So you just crank it up a
Actually,
notch,
where
be
we
rude.
work, they supervise somebody who puts somebody to sleep.
That's awesome.
And then check their stock. the
That's
rest
what
of
I
the
should
day.
be
And they walk in the
technically
parking
doing in my
lot.
And so
job.
you
A lot
say
of
we
people
have
said
an
they want to put you
anesthetist?
to sleep, my friend,
That does that?
Anesthetist?
Yeah, that does that.
and
Yeah.
not wake you up.
I'll let you know who it is
Be
after the
okay.
show.
You'd be
I
okay
wouldn't
with
be
that?
mad.
It's like we'd be having a conversation, you know, and then yeah, Marcel's not even the same ballpark, and he'll be coming in and be like, it ain't even the same sport neither, and he'll see, by the way, when they shot that, they did this and that, and then he'll totally change the conversation. Also, he's a conversational
Yeah.
pirate.
I don't
You'll
know
know who it is when I
okay.
tell you. You'll be like, oh
Conversation hog.
goddamn, he does do that.
I am
All right.
confused just listening to you guys.
Conversational pirate.
Conversational pirates.
I like it.
CPs.
Life's the way it
Pirate
comes
walks
out.
into a bar. Bartender looks at the pirate and says, "Do you realize you have a steering wheel hanging from your pecker?" And he says, "Arr, it's driving me nuts."
Moving on to let's move on to our man on the streets
That was
story question round. It's not stories, it's questions. Hello, everybody. Bryce Brizzle McKnight with IATQ. I'll ask the questions on location in downtown St. Augustine. I am here with
Kelly,
Kelly,
Doug,
Doug,
Todd.
Todd. These guys have a show on YouTube called GOAD, G-O-A-D.
Yep.
So check them out, definitely. We're very grateful to have them agree to answer our questions. Our first question is who? Who was Rasputin?
He was a Russian. He was a Russian bad guy. He was behind the oligarchs.
Okay.
Yep. He overthrew the Tsars.
Overthrew the Tsars. Excellent answer. Wow. Awesome. Your next question is a what question. That question is, what is a better way to die? Being burned to death or drowning? What do you pick? You got one or the other?
Drowning. Yeah, drowning. Drowning.
I think we got 3 drownings here. Okay. Our next question is where? Where is Shangri-La? You seem like you know these answers for real.
Isn't it in like the Himalayas?
Yeah, the Himalayan.
Himalayas.
Tibet.
Tibet, we'll take it. Cool. Our next question is when? When did you realize that now that you're an adult, it's nothing like you thought it would be when you were a kid?
When I joined the military. When I said I do.
50 points, 50 points.
Oh man, when I had to take on responsibilities I really didn't want to do.
50 points to you too, sir. Very good. Our final question, and thank you guys very much for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Not a problem.
Is how did God create the dinosaurs?
He did.
He did. He didn't.
He didn't. I don't think he did either.
So he like made the world a better place by getting rid of the dinosaurs. You think?
Dinosaurs were around before the world, according to the Bible.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's our answers. All right. Well, thank you guys very much. Please check out GOAD on YouTube. These guys' podcast. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. First question of this episode is the who question going to RMFJ. Our person, our man, our woman, our person, men and women on the street will answer first. Roger has gone in depth on this one. This is you
Did
guys
a little
are,
research.
You guys
I'm
are
ready.
for a treat. I'm
He did
glad
some
you
research.
decided to stick around, fans. Roger, who was Rasputin?
Wow.
So, short answer is he was a Russian mystic and peasant. Long
Okay.
answer is that this guy was born in Serbia to peasant parents. He had either 7 or 8 siblings. They're not quite sure, and he's the only one that survived.
No shit.
Yeah, crazy.
The surviving Rasputin.
Yeah, and so his early childhood, his early adult life, nobody really knows a whole lot about. But
Kind of like Jesus.
yes, it's a crazy.
He's nothing
story.
like Jesus.
So let's say he was born in 1869. In 1897, he makes a pilgrimage to some monastery because he's either accused of horse theft or saw the Virgin Mary or some sort of imagery that makes him want to do the pilgrimage.
Mm-hmm.
After that, he gets into the clergy and just works his way up in the leadership of the church and eventually meets the Tsar of Russia.
Wow.
And the Tsar of Russia's wife has a single child, and he has hemophilia.
Oh.
And so she thinks that this Rasputin cat can cure her child
He was engaged in alchemy and things
oh
of
yeah,
that
all
nature
kinds of stuff.
and
yeah,
weird.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's how he got all his influence over the Russian Tsar, is because
He treated the.
he was a mystic.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when did the kid bleed to death?
Yeah,
Ask the
so
questions.
the kid had hemophilia, and Rasputin. The story is something like he prayed over the kid and told the mother not to let the doctor touch him, and so she didn't, and the doctor wasn't able to give the kid aspirin because he was hurting, and then that, aspirin is a
Anticoagulant.
Hemodilator?
yes, thank you, yes,
Anticoagulant?
yeah. And so he quit bleeding like the next day, and so the lady thinks that, oh my God, this Rasputin cat is for real.
He's it.
Wow. And
yeah.
so that was history was made then.
Yeah, so World War I comes along, and the Tsar has to go somewhere and try to influence other countries. Well, Rasputin and the Tsar's wife now have the most power in Russia, and they're starting to lose World War I, and feudalism is over, and everybody's blaming this Rasputin cat, and so now it's time to kill him.
Got to get rid of him.
Yeah.
He fucked us.
Yeah, and the rumors are, he was stabbed, strangled, beat,
Poisoned.
drowned, shot,
Yeah.
poisoned, all that stuff. He was stabbed by some girl that he this cat also was just a rape and take advantage of.
He is like, to me, the prototype Aleister Crowley.
Yeah, but
Type
also
weird mystic person.
Yeah, but kind of cult leader and
Yeah.
takes advantage of girls and gets money because of his power and
Jeffrey
religion
Epstein.
and that kind of thing. That,
Very similar storyline.
Anyway, he's stabbed and recovered from that. Eventually, assassination attempt in 1916. And he died of 3 gunshot wounds. One
They
was
finally got him.
point blank to the head. And there's another story that they tried to poison him with cyanide in his wine and cupcakes, and he didn't eat it. And
I heard it was John Wick.
John Wick, yeah.
Got him.
All right. Wow, Roger.
Yeah, so I if I'd have studied it more, I would have been better with the story.
If you were an
But-
expert.
Yeah, and you could have gone so much further into this.
That's far enough.
Yeah, that was plenty far enough. That was about 3 minutes too long on Rasputin. So let me tell you, Rasputin, if we could just edit that whole fucking story out, I'd be
That's
happy with
good,
that.
Roger.
Everything
Rasputin
you wanted
was,
to know but didn't want to know.
yeah, he
That
was a religious freak that,
Did weird shit.
yeah,
Doing the
That guy-
Tsar's
took
wife.
advantage
Shot
of
in the
people
head.
for his own,
Political game.
yeah, just like they do today.
Sounds like a reoccurring theme.
Thank you very much, Roger.
Wow, I fucked
Good one.
that.
No, I'm giving you 5
Yeah,
points.
okay, 5 points.
So you don't
Rasputin.
Slit your wrist tonight.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
shouldn't
The next
have had that
question-
first beer.
Next question is the what question going to Scott Lee, MD. Michaels, man on the street first. Scott, your question is, what is a better way to die? Burning to death or drowning? The age-old question.
It's got to be melting like in the Wizard of Oz, but I didn't get that choice. So
Nope.
that's not a choice. So what I will go with is drowning, because I'm thinking, all right, how would this happen? Burning to death is like very uncomfortable, I would think, and burning would be very painful. Drowning, maybe I was out, I caught the biggest wave of my life surfing,
Okay.
and I happened to drown, so I died
you
doing
gotta
something I
throw
love.
before.
Yeah, I did that. Die doing something you love. I don't know anybody say I love getting burned. Nobody loves that.
Well, if you're-
Well, if you're a pilot,
Yeah,
you're
or-
flying
or
a plane or
F1
something.
Go down in
driver
a flame of
and
smoke,
you're
yeah.
winning the race, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
you crash and you burn to
just
death
won
in
the
your
Indy
car.
500.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that wouldn't be something I'd love. So just from a personal perspective and a pain
From a
perspective,
psychological
I think you
state.
should just say like sitting, like you're not doing anything. Fun.
right,
You're
and all of a
just
sudden you
sitting right there,
spontaneously combust.
or that, or you drowned.
I'd go with still drowning. Again, I'm thinking it's the
Roger?
biggest wave
Drowning.
ever.
Drowning.
Drowning for sure. I've seen burnt
Fire.
guys.
Fire.
Oh, no.
I couldn't imagine going out by fire. It'd
But you're
have
going to be dead by
drowned.
fire. You don't have to worry about being in a hospital forever. It's
Yeah,
like
but
you
still,
burned and
I mean,
you're
you're
dead.
sucking down flames into
That's,
your lungs.
that's
I mean,
how most of them
So
die.
I
is
think
the
both
inhalation.
ways is probably you go unconscious first.
Exactly.
Like the
Lack of
burning,
oxygen.
the sensation of burning or drowning may trigger a heart attack and kill you that way.
Here's the
first.
difference. Glug, glug, glug. Ah, burning.
True. You're gonna feel the burning.
It's
for a while.
terrifying at first, but after about 10 minutes or so,
Glug, glug.
it's
Glug.
numb and you're
You just-
gone.
It's like drinking a beer too fast and
just
went
let
down the
it
wrong
down.
pipe.
I hate that though.
okay.
I was like,
Came out your nose, maybe. I don't know.
Moving
Something came
on.
out of your nose.
Thank you, Scott. Moving on to the where question. Goes to the ghost, which means everybody here. But first, man on the street. That question is, where is Shangri-La? Kevin, you wanted this one, buddy.
India.
India,
it's a state of mind.
state of mind. Raj?
Oh, is this man on the street? Why are we asking this? Because it's the ghost question?
Yeah.
The ghost.
Where is Shangri-La?
Yeah.
In that song. Fernando, help me out. Thank you. Thank you.
Nice work, dude.
It's adjacent to Margaritaville,
5 points, dude.
Everyone is
near
helpful. Everyone is
Xanadu,
nice.
around the corner from your grocer's freezer.
Right near Xanadu, yeah. That's a good answer.
Moving on to man on the street. When? Justin, your question is when? When did you realize that now you're an adult, it's nothing like you thought it would be when you were a kid?
So there's not a lot of research to do on this.
It's kind of a personal question.
Yeah, it's personal, and my answer is actually when I had a kid, when I had my daughter.
Okay.
Yeah. So to kind of elaborate a little bit on that,
A little longer than a decade ago.
Yeah, my daughter's 11, going on 18, and she is the spitting image of me. Not looks per se, but behavioral image, and her actions are me to a T. And
Couple
as I see it,
doofuses. She's a goofball.
as I see, as I see it,
Libby, no, you're not. You're a beautiful little girl.
she's the
She knows.
sweetest
I'd tell her
girl.
to her face.
She's the
She-
sweetest
I
girl
love
on
Libby.
earth.
She's great.
She's the greatest girl
She's a
on
wonderful
earth, but
kid.
she is very
Goofy.
and she has
In a good way.
Yeah, she has a lot of, the very similar things that I did as a young kid. I mean, I just watch it, and every day, I mean, it seems like years go by, and they're like minutes. It's
So when you realize that you became a parent and you're like,
Yeah.
nobody really knows how to do this.
yeah,
You just
it was
kinda do it.
very and it kind of all comes naturally.
What'd you think it would be like when you were a kid?
I didn't know. That's my whole thing. Like
You never thought when you were a kid,
yeah, I was
when
like,
I'm old, I'm going to be like this.
taking care of myself.
I can buy this whole entire aisle of candy if I want.
Yeah. It was like, I really realized that, when my daughter was born, it was kind of like,
Okay, I'll take it.
That's
was like,
deep.
yeah.
I'm getting a little verklempt here.
it
You're
was,
verklempt?
I'm getting choked up.
He
I mean,
verklempt you?
It's deep. I mean, I don't know if it's for the
And
show,
it's
but
every day. I
there's
mean,
no
it just-
goofy index, though. Like
every
we
day
say,
it goes on
how do
and
you want
on,
to
and
be?
She just
Yeah.
changes, and she gets more and more like me, and it's like,
That's scary.
it's scary.
It is scary on many levels.
Final question in question round goes to man on the street first. It's a how question. We will ask Kevin. Kevin, how did God create the dinosaurs?
That's such a weird question
Thank
because, as we talked about
I'm
in
kind of a
our
weirdo.
where did the origin of man thing was that there's several different thoughts behind where we come from. Kind of you can't really put these two together and say God created the dinosaurs unless you're really into creationism,
All right.
unless you're really into religion, and that's what because there's evidence to support factual evidence that the dinosaurs were part of evolution.
Okay.
So how God created them is such a difficult thing to think about, because on one
Did he
theory,
have like a crucible, an oven,
well,
pressure
if he mixed things around together,
he
it
created a
could
woman
be.
out of our rib.
That's what they think. Well, but about 4,500 years after Adam and Eve came out, which incidentally the Bible teaches us that the planet is only 6,000 years old.
All right.
So 4,500 years after Adam and Eve was the Great Flood, and the theory is that God wanted to wipe out all the dinosaurs. But then people think, well, you know what? Aren't dinosaurs now fossil fuels? Isn't that where we get our oil? And that's complete bullshit. There's nothing to support
Theoretical construct is wrong.
that. But it's all difficult.
Nobody did research on that one.
To try and figure out how God created a dinosaur.
All right.
And
what'd you come up with? You got a guess?
There's nothing out there that. My only guess is that he created them. How he created them was just trial and error.
And an easy bake oven.
And an easy bake oven with one light bulb.
Right on.
Yeah.
So that's how it was done, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks very
I
much,
think
Kevin.
That's how it was done. Not why.
Would you like to opine?
I kind of would like to a little bit.
Oh.
I feel that maybe, I mean, when we're talking about God, are we talking about God himself or Jesus Christ? Because if we
No religion or politics allowed on the show.
Before Christ,
Unless you're going to make fun of it.
I mean, the dinosaurs were what? Hundreds of thousands of years ago.
Apparently, there was
Dinosaurs were
65
longer than that.
million.
Yeah,
65
millions of
million.
years ago. Right.
Well,
but that's what I'm saying. So if before Christ was only 2024, 2,200 or 2,024 years ago.
You know why the Bible doesn't mention the dinosaur?
I'll ask the questions. Why, Roger?
Because they didn't know about the
Right.
dinosaur.
That's what I'm saying. I think it was before.
Could be. But there was supposedly in our chronological timeline a 65 million year gap between dinosaurs and man.
What's 65 million years between friends?
You think like God found Earth with all these dinosaurs running around and be like, fuck
moved
these
them?
things.
And
They
just-
don't listen.
Yeah.
Bam, gone.
Yep.
All right,
They're
let's
the
start.
original
Ice
problem
Age.
child.
I got some monkeys here.
Ice
Is it,
Age.
trilobites.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It wasn't a why, it was a how.
I like
So
that.
Well,
I don't know.
Good job.
Was
I really don't
Good
know
job,
how.
Kevin.
Was the snake in Adam and Eve a real snake or a figurative snake?
I'll ask the questions. It was Roger's giant dong.
I think it was.
Moving on.
I think it was referring to a
Mr.
penis.
Big Dick.
I managed to work that in for you,
That's
Raj.
nice.
A snake.
You see?
The snake from the garden. There was no fruit.
Let's
There was no
one-eyed
apple.
Went from
trouser
God to Roger's.
There was
God.
no
Right.
apple. It was.
And a legend was born.
Eve took a bite off of that big old penis. Is what she did.
And story round.
Before we piss anybody else.
That was a
Love
good
this
segue.
show, isn't it good? I hope you're still watching, two people.
Mary.
Hi, Mary. Hi, thank you.
It's not that big, Mary.
All right, my story
That's what she said.
is going to be, and I have video evidence. Now, you have to be patient when watching this video and look intently. And I'm going to be sending it to producer Master Fernando over there. So we'll talk about it. It's when the time I saw 3 UFOs in broad daylight, and I got it on camera. I was walking my dog one March afternoon, a beautiful spring day in Northeast Florida. And it's clear skies, no wind hardly, and I just kind of look up and I see like this equilateral shape in the sky made out of 3 dots, one on each apex of the triangle, flying in perfect formation or hovering or levitating. There was no propulsion device, no sound, no vapor trail, nothing like that. 3 white objects in the shape of an equilateral triangle, and they're just moving. And so naturally, I got my phone out. And I'm gonna fucking get this. And I just barely on the video, just at the beginning of the video, you can see it come in from the right side, moving left. You see these 3 little things, and then I couldn't see it because it was so sunny. I couldn't see my screen to see where they were to film, and so that's why the video's shitty. Typical story of UFO
Typical
stories.
story.
But you can check it out. And I did see them, and then the next thing I know, they're like
Gone.
like that, gone. They must have been moving tens of thousands of miles an hour.
Light speed.
Instantly. And then, they just disappeared, gone.
And then his drugs wore off.
Nope,
DMT.
I'm going to send the video, and you guys can see for yourself.
They all took off at
Video
different times.
evidence.
We're gonna
yeah,
Or they
so
all take
it
off
was
at
like the
once.
first guy went off, and then the top guy went, and then the
Oh.
back guy went. Like
Martians.
And this was, when was this?
My people.
this was a couple years ago.
A couple years
It
ago.
was your people. I think it was
Wow.
them.
Yeah.
It might have been.
Legit UFOs. I saw it. I got it on tape.
It might have been.
It's not really a fascinating thing anymore. I mean, that's not like a. It used to be like I got UFOs, and people are like bullshit. No, you don't. Now you
Yeah.
tell people I got a UFO video.
They're
They're
like,
like,
cool.
okay, cool, whatever.
Great.
Yeah.
They'd like another one.
Yeah, another one, big deal.
Yeah.
So, Roger, what's your story?
Oh, I don't have a story. I didn't know it was my turn.
Scott, what's your story? Think of one.
I have a story. I always have a story. Some stories are good, some stories not so good. So I'm in the Highlands of Scotland
Okay.
with my ex-wife's family, and we decided to go out for the night. The boys' night out for bevy, which
All
is
right.
Scottish for drink. My ex-wife was from Scotland. Evidently, I'm doing a tour of the world. My present wife is Chinese. I like Chinese. Very good.
Okay.
So anyway, I digress. So we go out to a bar or a pub, as they like to call it, and we're up in the Highlands of Scotland, and the name of the place is called the High Spirits. And it's aptly named because it used to be a church in the Highlands of Scotland.
And they serve spirits.
And they serve spirits,
church
and
to
it's
a bar.
a church. So we're drinking, and we're having a good time. The boys are out. It's my brother-in-law's me, and we're hanging out. And we have our bartender there. His name is Reuben. And I was a little hungry for a Reuben sandwich at the time, so I remembered his name.
It worked out.
Yeah, turkey Reuben. Okay, whatever kind of Reuben. But anyway, we got our drinks mixed up, and Reuben, who is an expert bartender, sniffed all the drinks.
Nice.
He sorted us out. All the drinks were sorted out, and we're drinking. We closed the place down, so we tied one on a little bit. And my brother-in-law is about 6'2", 6'3", about 230. He's a Scottish rugby guy, professional rugby player. So he's a big boy.
Okay. Rugged.
He was drunk as a skunk and a monkey. So we're out, and there's snow. It's snowing. It's freezing cold. We're in the Highlands of Scotland up in the he says, boys, I can't take another step. I'm like, Colin, you have to go home. I can't leave you here in a snowdrift. We got to walk up the hill to Duncan Drive, which we used to call Drunken Drive because you're drunk going up the hill to this place. So we're carrying this guy in a big lummox, and I'm like, I don't know about this. It's hard. I'm with his brother, Jock. And we're going like, okay, boys, I can't take another step. I'll go, okay, you just stay here in the snowdrift. We'll go home to your family, tell you you froze to death in a snowdrift because you were too drunk to walk. So we wound up carrying him up this hill, bringing him in the house, throwing him out, and we got through that night. But it's a nice memory of frozen drunken brother-in-law in the Highlands of Scotland.
And he saved his life.
You could say we saved his life, but I think he saved his own life, really, by actually trying to walk. But we've all been in that situation, drunken somebody, can't walk,
Allegedly.
and lean him on the door, right?
That's right.
That was another week.
Lean him
of
up on
drunken.
the post.
So I got a lot of bad drunken stories. It's not like I like to drink a little.
I've definitely hopped out of a car and just face planted before.
Have you done that?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, everybody's got a
moving car?
story, so that's my.
Yeah. I woke up in a
story.
flower bed once.
I've definitely drove home from the bar, got out of my car, and literally as soon as I got out of my car, face planted into bushes. That drunk.
That's a good. That's
that good.
that's a good.
drove
That's a
home.
good drunk.
That drunk.
Roger, you got a story yet?
No.
What happened to the ghost? What's his story?
Busy trying to figure out his story.
All right, what's your story?
My story comes from the same day that I got my Land Rover stuck in the mud.
Okay.
Beforehand,
Different story, same day.
different story,
It's
same
an
day.
eventful day.
Yes. So beforehand, we were drinking this 6-pack, getting ready to go wreck my car. Not planning to, but getting ready
Alcohol was involved.
to. Yes.
Budweiser's.
And my buddy had just got a BB gun, Red Ryder BB gun, pump action. I'm like, sweet. I'm like, let me fire this thing off.
I'd like to make a correction about this Red Ryder BB gun.
Okay.
I hate to interrupt the story, but the Red Ryder BB gun was not a pump action.
It was spring, wasn't it?
CO2.
Yes, no, it was
That was a spring
It was
action.
one spring action,
Yeah.
little.
Yeah. Well, I mean, whatever.
It was a
Understood.
BB gun.
Understood.
It was a
I-
BB
I-
gun.
I'm sorry,
A
I was
Red
that guy.
Ryder.
I shouldn't have been that
Okay.
guy.
You
I
were that
apologize
guy.
for being that guy.
It was a Red Ryder
Well,
BB
that's a-
gun.
that's
and
a
it was
Mike Bauer move.
spring
Well,
moved.
Actually.
Anyway,
God, I'm sorry,
pumped
Justin.
this
That was
thing.
asshole move.
no, it's fine.
All right.
You
I
could have
pump
pumped it.
I pump it
She pumped it.
20 times.
It made the story better.
Again,
actually.
another pump it as much as you can. You get to where it's like you can't and you hit it that
Yeah,
last
yeah, I
time.
got you.
Definitely not Red Rider.
No,
Right.
Red Rider was a daisy. He sounds like he's
Daisy.
talking about
Daisy.
a crossman.
Daisy. Crossman, Daisy, same, whatever. All the BB guns. It's a baby gun
Yeah.
without
Air
CO2.
I got you. I got you.
It's an air pressure
And
gun.
that
There was
baby
no
gun.
CO2 in it.
Let's see. Roger
-5,
is
Roger.
an
I'm
asshole.
gonna shoot you with my BB gun when I get
Let
out
me
of here.
let me talk to Renee. Yes, Roger is an asshole. She says.
You're a big dick.
Hey, baby,
Yes.
mine has. Yes, you are.
you
I know,
are.
that's what she said.
So I get my BB gun, or my buddy's BB gun. There's a dove, and
nice.
I feel terrible about this. I really
Beautiful, angelic
do. Beautiful,
animal.
angelic animal. I think
Living
it's,
in God's world, having a wonderful,
I'm trying
beautiful
to.
day.
I'm trying to justify that. Oh, maybe it's a pigeon. You know, it's probably just a pigeon. Well, it wasn't.
Because I'm too good of a guy to shoot a dove.
Yeah. So
I'll kill a pigeon
I
now.
They're delicious.
I look up and this thing's at the top of like a 70-foot tree, and I'm probably 150 feet across the road. So I'm got this angle, you know, of however far it is.
36.7 degrees.
Sure, that's exactly right. And I pop this thing, and I shoot it, and I kill it. All of a sudden, I mean, one shot, and you see this thing, and it falls in front of a lady walking her dog.
What a gentlemanly thing to do.
And this thing is like flopping on the ground, and she sees the whole thing. She's looking over at me like,
And he's like, I got it. I told you,
Yeah,
sons of bitches,
yeah.
I'd kill it.
yeah,
I'm gonna eat it.
I'll tell my buddies about it. I'm like, look what I just shot. And they're like, dude, you just shot a dove, bro. And I shot this thing through the eyeball. Like, I mean, straight through
The
its
bird of
eyeballs.
peace.
Perfect shot. This thing's flopping around. This dog picks it up and starts walking off with this dove.
You're welcome.
And I'm
retriever.
thinking, yeah, and then it drops it, of course, because the owner's like smacking it. Like,
At your
"Drop-"
feet.
Yeah, drop the fucking thing. And my buddies are like, dude, you just killed a dove. You better go get that thing and eat it. We're going to eat it. We're going to cook it.
It's the right thing to do.
This is
So-
where his chef career took
I'm
off.
calling bullshit
So
on
we,
this whole story.
Oh.
So we get, this is real. This is all before we wrecked
Drunk
this,
and making
all before the
150
wreck
foot
of the
shot.
Land Rover. I go over and we grab this dove and we put it on the grill and we fucking end up like I don't eat all of it, but I end up eating a bite of it because I was like, I
And what did it
so
taste like?
terrible.
Don't say chicken.
Turd.
American bald eagle.
It actually tasted like frogs.
Have you guys never been dove hunting?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No.
Negative.
Fun as shit.
Yeah, that's
Get about 8 guys lined up in a field, and all you hear is boom, fuck, boom, shit.
Ow, you got me in the face.
Or if you go to like with a guide, they'll be
Just
like,
go left,
pull.
not right.
Or they'll be like, all right, they're coming in and fire, and all you hear is just pop, 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 pop.
Oh, it's so fun.
It's great.
And I thought dove tasted kind of like liver. It's kind of gamey,
Yeah.
Yes.
chewy. Yeah.
Little rubber.
Not like St.
Not a
Hill
fan of
Crane.
liver.
I have not experienced the dove.
Yeah.
On
St. Hill
any-
Crane is
That's
delicious.
one of the many
Duck
That's what you
birds
said.
or-
Ribeye in
This
the
show
sky.
we'll do.
That's what you say.
We'll do a podcast in a field, and then we'll all go dove hunting.
Okay.
Dude, dove hunting is fun.
That sounds like fun.
Oh, it's great.
They should do that at
Really
the
fun.
shooting range.
What about
You
duck?
set up. You don't have to walk. You don't have to. You just
Easier
set
shot.
the field.
So
Tasty.
to kind of elaborate on that, they used to take and raise shucker. It's a type of
I'm sorry. Excuse me, sir.
shucker.
Bless you.
It's a type of like kind of looks like a quail, and they would take
Oh,
and
a
clip-
shucker.
They would raise
Oh,
them and
shuckers.
shuckers.
Yeah.
And they clip their wings, and then at the hunting lodge I worked at, they would take like 20 of these things, they throw them in a pin, and then they would go and because they clip their wings or whatever, they
can't
would
fly.
they would go and put them like in bushes, like go hide them in these bushes, like
Alive?
Yes.
Like an Easter egg hunt.
Like
Yes.
like game hunting.
Yes,
like
and then they would take
canned
these
hunting.
guys with
Dude,
the
that is
dog.
hardcore.
They would take their dogs over there,
That's
and
like
they would
seeding the
say,
field.
and the dogs would go and run these things out of these bushes, and then of course
It's like
they
let's
couldn't fly,
start
so
a
they just
club where we have a bunch of baby seals in like a
Yeah.
barn.
Yeah.
And like, here's your mallet. Take your pick.
Yeah.
So, what kind of birds were these?
Shuckers. It's like a quail. Looks like a quail.
That's an actual bird. Is a
Yeah.
shucker.
Chucker. Chucker. They call them chucker or shucker.
All right.
Yeah. Chucker.
Moving on.
Chuck 'em, I guess. I don't
CHUKAR. Chucker.
Thank you. Moving on. Kevin, what's your bullshit story?
Well, this isn't really bullshit.
Okay.
So in 2012, I had bariatric surgery.
Okay. That's
And So you can kind of follow, and part of the reason I did this was because I was hypertensive, very overweight. I was looking at like 218, 220, and I'm 5'6". And one of the big things about it was I always had heartburn and restless leg. And you can actually follow like the progression of how bad heartburn can do things to people through my family. My dad's dad died of esophageal cancer.
Damn.
My dad had his esophagus removed for Barrett's, and I've got a touch of Barrett's myself.
I do as well.
So
I take medicine for it.
Yeah, it's rough, and the surgery pretty much took that away. I mean, I don't feel bad anymore. I've lost a lot of weight. I've gained a little bit back, but last night, 2 o'clock in the morning, I woke up in agony. And I couldn't figure out why, but I had aspirated a little bit of stomach acid. So I brought the
juice up.
Sounds delicious.
Back up. It was horrible.
Sounds like a good night.
It's like eating a handful of fire ants with an acid chaser, and it took me about an hour before I could lay back down. It's just miserable.
Taking me about an hour.
It's a whole miserable thing that just goes through you. So I don't wish it on anybody except maybe that kid on the motorcycle. But
yeah. So did you take anything for it?
No, I don't have it.
It's going to take me an hour to digest.
The only thing I had to do was just drink some milk or something like that. That was about it.
I get a pain in my stomach sometimes where I got like literally like it's so much fire in my that I got like lean back.
I don't get it that bad, but this is the first time that's happened.
Breathe like heavily.
Surgery.
Let's do question.
Sounds like you need an appointment with a physician, my friend.
Who you just happen to be one. He'll give you his card later on. If you're interested. Questions
I've got a story.
From the kitchen. Do you really?
No.
You fucking better. Damn it. No EMS. No Roger Downer story.
Yeah,
pull one out of your ass before we do questions from the kitchen.
Okay, this did not happen to me. This is not.
What about the kid with the BB?
That was
a story.
Yeah.
Go tell us what you're thinking.
Okay,
what's on your mind?
A buddy of mine, David Shear, who worked at EMSA with me, this was his story, and this was one that got a lot of traction. I mean, you get off work and it's like you tell your highlight story. Your highlight.
Yeah, you
ran 7 calls. What was the best? So he gets a call where, as a trouble unknown, a guy in an apartment had called because he smelled something and had something leaking from his ceiling fan onto his bed.
All right.
Cops come out, EMS comes out, and you can smell the decomp, right?
Ghostbusters.
Gross.
The guy upstairs had hung himself and had been there for however long.
I was thinking of that movie 7 when you were saying that.
And he's just leaking.
Yes, and had decomped so much that it leaked
through the light fixtures and shit.
Through the fucking ceiling fan. And my whole career, I saw like maybe 2 decomps, but not decomp like that.
When did this guy find this and call?
I don't know. Yeah, but some shithole apart.
3 in the morning.
If you guys have never seen the streets and realized how some people actually live, you can't imagine it. But some shithole apartment complex, that's
some dumpster
Section
fire
8 or what? Yeah, exactly.
Chicago.
Yeah,
like my apartment. I live in.
Anyway, I got a million stories,
Thanks,
but I don't know if you guys want to hear them.
Well, start writing them down. So you're better.
No wonder you have PTSD.
I do have PTSD. Nobody believes me.
We believe
I
you.
do.
Now.
I got it,
man.
Now I believe you. I didn't believe you 5 minutes ago, but after that story,
we're going to work through it.
Hey, Oklahoma City bombing. I did nothing there, literally. I got there like an hour after it happened, and everybody was dead.
I had a
gone.
buddy that did something really
Spent
gross.
like 3 weeks down there. It's great. It's one of the best times of my life.
Search and rescue? Or search and pull out?
No, mainly just wait.
Oh.
Hopefully they'll find somebody that's, there's 30 people.
Do I have time for one more story?
No, questions from the kitchen. Let's
Okay,
do
good.
it.
All right.
I've fallen asleep with my own
sorry,
show.
yeah,
See
Roger's
what I've
been
done? Roger Downer Hour strikes
it's been
again.
a great show for
dick.
Raj and Rasputin.
We really hope your PTSD comes around, Raj.
All right, thank you.
So the first question, and these questions come to us from Chef Mickey. Chef Mickey.
Yep.
How many chefs you got at this place?
A lot.
I'll ask
Okay.
questions.
Sorry,
He's got a
excuse me.
lot.
20
All right, Chef
plus.
What unchecked items remain on your bucket list?
Mickey. A lot.
Go.
All of
One.
I'd love to fly with the Blue Angels.
Fly with
How
the Blue
cool
Angels.
is that day?
Fuck Beyonce.
Oh, good
Thanks.
luck with that.
Man, I just want to go out west and see the canyon.
Did you hear that, Beyonce?
I got nothing going on.
I just want to go to Vegas.
I'm happy we're seeing the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Justin wants to see Beyonce's canyon.
Mm-hmm.
Scott.
I'm thinking finish my opera that I'm writing.
Wow, okay.
You can see that in this link. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Good luck with that opera.
It's actually an interesting.
Can you sing?
It's about
ask
no,
questions.
but our producer does, so he knows about it. It's about bullfighting, and I got inspired by Picasso's love of bullfighting, and it's a Spanish-style, updated kind of rock opera with the theme of bullfighting, and it's the life of a bullfighter.
Cool.
So and I'd like to finish it one day.
Look forward to that.
Yes,
Scott,
I'm sure you
let us
will.
know when it's done.
Almost.
The next question comes to us from Chef Mickey. Have you ever gone a day without wearing underpants?
Yes.
Every day.
I'm doing that right now.
Yeah,
Commando.
Absolutely.
I do the show Commando. I have to.
Yeah.
You guys
Right
are all
as-
commando?
Yeah.
Yep.
No,
Not right now.
Not me.
I
Absolutely.
never go commando.
Oh, absolutely.
Unless I got
have.
like sweats on at the house.
So that's a never, now,
Restaurant
always,
business,
somewhere.
always.
I have, yeah.
Never.
Really?
It's too sticky, and
used
there's
to
a
work-
lot of like monkey butt going on.
It's terrible when your balls stick to your leg.
Yeah, you just gotta
No, no.
let it
So
flow.
I used to work with the scrub tech that was always commando.
Yeah.
And he would literally do that.
You
Yeah.
talking about David?
No.
Trying to get his ding off.
No,
his
he'd
stuff.
slap his nuts and you could hear
Oh,
him.
nice. Hell yeah.
Up against
So
the leg.
grossest thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's like one of those click clack balls, you know?
This is why you stick around, audience. Thanks, Mary.
Wear
Tell everybody else.
Underwear.
click balls.
Funny shit. All right, the next
balls.
question.
Like
They,
the thing
they don't
in the-
sell those those fucking
Or like
things
the
anymore.
thing where
you know
you,
what I'm talking
or the
about?
thing
those
where you lift
exploded
one
and
side
took
and it
people's
hits it
eyes
and it goes ding,
Yeah.
ding, dong.
Next question from Chef Mickey.
Chef Mickey.
Thank you, Chef Mickey. We're enjoying these. How long do you think you could survive a zombie apocalypse
The whole way.
until it's over?
Oh
The
yeah,
whole way.
the whole
way.
way. I'm taking out all of them.
I'm giving myself a
I'm
month.
going to his
I'll
house.
do a month.
I'm thinking I have the perfect person that I'd go to their house, they're heavily armed, have explosives, have everything that they need. And if I go to his house,
know
I've
if
got a
he's got
good chance of
explosives.
coming out of this thing
You do have
alive.
grenades.
Are you going to
don't
intentionally try to clear as many zombies as you can, or are you just going to lay low and just kill what you have to?
I think I'm just going to try to avoid the brain-eating zombies and kill who I have to and
Okay.
enjoy that.
I'm
I think
sitting
I'd
in
load
Bryce's
up and go
house.
to Bryce's place.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah,
I'm going about
We'll
four-
hunt some in the meantime
Yep.
because it sounds like a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
it does.
When they're actually
I
at,
mean,
your,
they're zombies.
at your doorstep,
Yeah, and there's a lot of them.
couple days.
And they're going, brains.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
Couple
food
days.
and water is going to be an issue, not
Yeah.
killing zombies.
Okay.
You know, trying
Could
to
eat the zombies.
trying to take a
Then
shit
you get
without.
to be a zombie if you eat them.
Finally, so this is appropriate to that question.
That was a chef question.
Well, from Chef
Chef
Mickey
from the kitchen.
wants to
Chef
know,
from the kitchen.
and his final question is this: what do you think your last words will be? I drank what?
Watch this.
Wow.
Hold
Hey,
my
y'all,
beer.
watch this from Kevin.
Hold my beer.
Hold my beer. Raj?
I don't know.
Is this really how I'm
I
going to go
made it
out?
to 73.
Is this really how I'm going to go out?
Is that how you're really going to? All right, that's our
That's
answers.
what I'm gonna say.
Thank you, everybody,
that
for
even makes it
sticking
worse.
around and watching our silly podcast once
Keeping up
again.
with this.
Special thanks to our esteemed panel of experts. You still listening. Mary, of course. She's our favorite fan. Producer Fernando,
It's the
expert,
ghost.
sound man extraordinaire. Thank you, sir. And good whenever, wherever you are. Thanks for watching. Please watch again. Like, hit the button, subscribe, share, talk,
Bring it in.
do stuff. Blah, 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 blah.
My story was real, by the way.
Wish I'd studied Rasputin a little bit better.
Well,
Could have
not a
spit
week.
those facts out. But dude,
You had a week.
I tell you, that was a long Rasputin
and I
story.
started the research this morning.
Okay.
And dude, he was a fascinating cat.
Yeah.
This guy.
Telling you, dude.